Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are currently watching the Coastwood Football Live watch-along for the pre-season friendly between Perth Glory and West Ham United. A-League taking on Premier League tonight. A good test for both teams early on in pre-season. A good chance to see where Perth Glory are at. This is our first time getting a look at an A-League side for the upcoming season. And it's going to be an important game tonight. Not only is it a pre-season friendly, and we know that, there's a bit of rotation going on, as always, in these preseason friendlies. I mean, this is a huge match to prepare for. The upcoming Australia Cup playoff. Perth Glory, just in 3 days' time, will be meeting Macarthur FC to play for a spot in the Australia Cup round of 32. So we've seen the lineup. It looks intriguing. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But jump in the chat, say g'day. How's it going, you guys? And I'm keen for this one, because it's A-League versus Premier League. It's quite rare that we have this. And we've got Kickoff. We've got Kickoff just around the corner as well. Butter's in here. Charlie. We've got two Charlies here tonight. Charlie Tyson, Charlie Pinder. How's it going, guys? Valhoon saying, come on the glory as well. Nama. I mean, you've got the dots in between the M. Nama. I'm just going to call you Nam just for short, if that's okay. Just for simplicity's sake. Tested Aussie's in here as well. How's it going? Good to see you guys in the chat. And this is 2 nights in a row we've done the live watch-alongs now. We are back with the live watch-alongs. Obviously, a little bit of a break after the A-League wrapped up over a month ago now. And it's felt like the longest break ever. But we're just getting started. I'm very excited. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of watch-alongs and content throughout the FIFA Women's World Cup, which kicks off in, 5 days now? It's literally around the corner. Thursday, it kicks off. Can't wait for it. So, yeah, we did the live watch-along for the Matildas France game last night. That was a whole lot of fun. Tan Lee's here as well. How's it going, Tan? Early prediction here from Charlie. Perth 0, West Ham 6. Throw your predictions in the chat. For games like this, I mean, predictions for me is just like, do whatever you want, I mean, like, it could be anything, right? Sometimes, the A-League side, causes an upset, maybe gets a sneaky win here. Marcus is here. How's it going, Marcus? Good to see you here. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday night. It says 2-0 West Ham. Bowen and Ings to score. Kaiden's here as well. It says, come on, the Hammers. Charlie asking, what do you watch on Paramount? I am watching on the 10 Play app. It is available to watch on 10 Play, 10 Bold. I believe it's on Paramount Plus as well. Is the game on Channel 10? Asked Tan. Yes, 10 Bold. So not the main Channel 10 channel, but yes, if you are in Australia, it's available to watch on Channel 10 Bold, which I think is like Channel 12 for most TVs. So could vary. Marcus says, Rice to Arsenal. Here we go. I mean, it hasn't been confirmed, right? I mean, I know David Moyes was touched in his press conference the other day, right? And but it looks like it might well happen. Declan Rice to Arsenal. Lucas, how's it going, Lucas? He's dropping his prediction, 3-1 West Ham. I'm going for that as well. I'm going for 3-1 West Ham. I'd like to see Glory get on the score sheet tonight. It's an exciting lineup that Glory has named. It's a pretty strong lineup. They've got I was expecting them maybe just to give some more minutes to youngsters, but they have named a pretty decent lineup. Perth Glory, probably a lineup we'll see them start in the Australia Cup next week. So I'm going to pull that up now and let's have a look. To be honest, I haven't even seen the West Ham lineup. I've only had a look at Glory's lineup. But let's go through Glory's lineup first, the hosts' lineup. Even though Perth are the hosts, I'm sure there will be plenty of West Ham fans packed into Optus Stadium tonight for this one. Of course, Kenny Lowe taking charge at the moment of Perth Glory as interim head coach. So here we go. Let's have a look here. Ollie Sale makes his debut here. It is a preseason friendly, but it is the first appearance in a Perth Glory shirt for Ollie Sale. Of course, the former Wellington Phoenix keeper, now at WA. We've also got Katrumbus. Aaron McAneff is playing. Saeed Khalifi starting as well. Jordan Elsey, Giordano Coley, Adam Taggart, Trent Osler, Darryl Latchman, Ford, and Kolakowski playing as well. Good to see Kolakowski getting a start as well. Samuel's in the chat, says, I'm at the game, Lockie. Samuel, great to hear, my friend. He's at the stadium right now. Samuel, how's the vibe there? What's the atmosphere like? What's the crowd looking like? Let us know. We've got a live correspondent in the stadium. There you go. We're going to talk about West Ham's lineup in just a minute. Charlie's asking, who is your top 6 this year? Good question. I assume you're talking about A-League. The only reason I asked that is because, of course, we have a Premier League team in action tonight. My top 6, I did last week, actually, I released an early ladder prediction video. So, Charlie, feel free to check that out afterwards if you can. But if I can remember off the top of my head, it was pretty similar to last season. Like, it will change, I'm sure, later on as we get closer to the actual season. But my top 6, I've got Western United returning to the top 6. I like their signings that they've made so far. I've got Sydney 5th. 4th, I had Melbourne City. I see Melbourne City slipping down. Not too much. They won't slip out of the top 6. They're too good of a side. But they won't be as dominant next season, I don't think, Melbourne City. I see Adelaide 3rd, Wanderers 2nd, and Mariners 1st. That was my early top 6 prediction. But I don't know. What do you guys make of that? I mean, I could be way off, It's always tricky predicting the A-League. Teams can easily bounce up and down. I mean, Melbourne Victory, I see them jumping up. In my early ladder prediction video that I did last week, I called them 8th. I think they will improve, but I'm not sure if they can crack the 6. They need to make some more signings. Samuel, who currently at Optus Stadium right now, apparently says the vibe is all right, but could be better. Maximum people, 30,000 people here. Yeah, and looking at we're seeing some pictures on the broadcast here, and it's certainly not full. It's certainly not full. I mean, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of fans there, showing some pictures on the broadcast of some West Ham fans in the stadium, making themselves nice and loud there with the chants, of course. Some more score predictions here. 8-2 to the Hammers, says Kaiden. We'd love that. We'd love a high-scoring game. That'd be fun. When is kickoff? Kickoff is in 7 minutes. Is in or 6 minutes now, I guess. 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's 6 p.m. local time in Perth. Let's talk about West Ham's lineup. I haven't seen it, so this will be my live reaction to the West Ham's lineup. And generally with these Premier League sides, they do a bit of rotation, play some of the younger guys. Let's see. Have they named one? I'm on the socials now. I'm on West Ham's Twitter page, and I can't see a lineup anyway. There's one around, right? Does anyone have West Ham's lineup? There was one on the broadcast a moment ago. We'll see if we can keep searching for it. Richard Garcia. They're interviewing Richard Garcia, former Perth Glory coach, and he's in a West Ham jacket. Is he working for West Ham at the moment? This is news to me. Richard Garcia. And how about that? What are the chances? Perth Glory taking on West Ham United. His former employers. All right, I think we finally found a lineup. Have we? I'm searching the internet for this lineup. I'm surprised it wouldn't be on the Twitter page, man. You'd think they would have posted it there. Let's check Instagram. If someone wants to beat me to it, feel free to. And drop it in the chat. Check on Google. I had a look on Google. Nothing clear was coming up there. What else are we saying here? They did already broadcast it, yes. Going back to that Adelaide ladder prediction, Charlie says Adelaide will win the league, in my opinion. It's been coming and will happen. It wouldn't surprise me. Adelaide are a strong team, and there hasn't been too many departures from the Reds. Predictor talking here. Thoughts on Maresh playing more games next season? Would love to see it. Maresh is a fantastic player. Injuries caused him to join the squad a little bit later, join the lineup a little bit later this season. But with Cummings departing, there's a huge opportunity for Maresh. Obviously, Mariners have signed Aluka Wall, Jing Reese. They've both returned to the club. So whether Maresh, starts or comes off the bench again next year, we'll have to wait and see. Bergenstyle Jarson here. Hi, man. How you going? I'm well, my friend. How's it going? Good to see you here. Good to see so many of you here in the live chat for this one. This is our second consecutive night. We've done a live watch along. We did, of course, the Matildas v France live watch along, which was very fun. Great for the Tillies to get the win heading into the World Cup. And now it's a different vibe. And that's what it's going to be like with over the next month or so, we're doing a lot of these like watch-alongs for friendlies. FIFA Women's World Cup, of course. Australia Cup games. We've got the playoffs next week. We're doing watch-alongs for both of those. And we're doing so many Women's World Cup watch-alongs too. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be hectic. Mark Bridge or Bobo. Interesting battle there. Mark Bridge or Bobo? I mean, probably Bobo, right? I mean, just his goal-scoring feats for Sydney FC. Just fantastic, right? Football Capital's in here. How's it going, mate? Chuck Meat's in here as well. How you going, Lockie? I'm doing well, my friend. Good to see you here, Chuck. Predicted Talk also says Bobo, no question. You watching Spurs West Ham? Yes, we will be doing a live watch along for Spurs West Ham, and that's going to be Tuesday night. So that's the coming Tuesday. We've got 2 games. We're going to be doing a double watch along at the same time. We've got the Perth Glory MacArthur Australia Cup playoff kicking off at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and then at 8 p.m. AEST, we've got Spurs v West Ham. We're going to be watching both games. And so make sure you're there Tuesday night for that one. We'll also be live Monday night as well for the Australia Cup match between Newcastle and Melbourne Victory. Yeah. Looks like everyone is agreeing with Bobo. I like these. Feel free to drop more of these in the chat. Some this or that's with A-League players. Mark Bridge isn't a bad player at all. You know, played at Wanderers in their first ever season in the competition. Played with Newcastle Jets, scored for the Jets in the 2008 Grand Final. Good player, versatile player. But it has to be Bobo. Marcus agrees as well, says Bobo crushes him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mark Bridge will go down, you know, in Wanderers history as being one of their first players. And if I remember correctly, I think Mark Bridge was Wanderers' first ever goal scorer in the A-League. Someone fact check me if I'm wrong there, but I think Mark Bridge was Wanderers' first ever goal scorer in the A-League against Brisbane. Here we go. J-Mac or Barisha. Now, that's the big one, right? They're the 2 striking goats of the A-League. Even though Jamie McLaren is now the record goal scorer, it's best up Barisha. It's best up Barisha. I mean, winning championships in Brisbane, winning championships at Melbourne Victory. I mean, how many championships does J-Mac have? Just the one, doesn't he, at City? I mean, he's got a few Premier Plates, which is worth noting. But I would go Barisha, right? What would you guys go for? That's a tough one because you know the goal tally is so close. But you'd probably go Barisha. You know, Jamie McLaren is probably the best Australian striker to play in the A-League, the best Aussie striker to play in A-League history. But best up Barisha for me is still the best striker in A-League history. Look, if Jamie McLaren continues in the A-League for the next 4 or 5 years and continues to get golden boot after golden boot, we have to say that he's the greatest striker in the league. Hey, Axel's here as well. How's it going, mate? I'm doing well, Axel. Good to see you guys here tonight for this one. Kickoff is just around the corner. We're only a couple minutes away. Kovic or Thomas? Kovic or Lawrence Thomas? Oh, that's a tough one because Ante Kovic was good. Was really good, man. But I'd probably go Lawrence Thomas. I mean, he was the best keeper in the league last season for Wanderers, and he won a championship with Melbourne. At least one championship with Melbourne Victory. I'd probably go Lawrence Thomas. But Ante Kovic was fantastic as well. Fortnite Trolls in here says, "Sup, Lucky Bro. Been looking forward to this stream." Thanks, man. I have too. Last night was the first stream in a while. First watch along after the A-League wrapped up, and we're finally back. And I was looking forward to this one as well. Sydney Football TV's in here as well. I'm doing well, my friend. Good to see you here, Sydney Football TV. Check out Sydney Football TV for all your Sydney FC content. Axel also agrees with that Barisha better than J-Mac, 100%. Predictor Talk says he's got a good one. Goodwin or Marco Tulio? Goodwin. Yeah, Craig Goodwin. Despite being an avid Mariners fan, as you can see. I'm going to move this more into the frame, if you don't mind. Move this. There we go. Haven't got that hanging on the wall at the moment, but got the Mariners banner there. In terms of Goodwin and Tulio, I'd definitely go Goodwin, yeah. I mean, I love Marco Tulio. I think he's fantastic. But Look, if Tulio sticks around for the Mariners for another few more years and puts in big performances, then we'll see. But yeah, Fortnite's this good one by far. Did you make a score prediction for this one? I'm going 3-1 West Ham. I'm going 3-1 West Ham. Oh, dude, I still didn't even look up West Ham's lineup, but the teams are coming out of the tunnel now. Onto Optus Stadium. Doesn't appear to be a packed stadium, but plenty of fans in the ground for this one. West Ham in their fresh kit for the upcoming season. Perth Glory wearing their away kit, the all-white there. And it's Adam Taggart wearing the captain's armband, interestingly enough, for Perth Glory. Danny Ings starting for West Ham tonight. Experienced Premier League striker. Will you do a ranking of A-League kits when they all drop, Lockie? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, funnily enough, I'm planning on doing a video on the World Cup kits soon, on the Women's World Cup kits. So yeah, expect that soon. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing some A-League kits. We've seen the Australia Cup kits for Glory and MacArthur, and they were both. I mean, I don't know, man. They weren't great, I'll be honest. I'm usually pretty positive, but they both weren't very inspiring. I mean, what do you guys make of the Australia Cup kits? MacArthur's and Newcastle's. Like MacArthur's just looked like a training kit. It was just really basic, and then Newcastle's was just a bit messy. It was just like all these like lines, like vertical, diagonal lines, all over the shop. Bailey asks, Alu or Garang? You'd probably gotta go Garang. I mean, they're both great, but probably gotta go Garang. I mean, he's got a Socceroos call-up, doesn't he? He's played in a World Cup. Predict talk. Back to that Tulio Goodwin talk says, in my opinion, Michael Tulio is more talented and decisive than Goodwin. However, Craig Goodwin is usually more participative in plays. Yeah, I mean, Tulio's fantastic, right? He's got fantastic technical ability. Incredibly talented and gifted player, but yeah, in terms of in the A-League at least, Craig Goodwin, he's the A-League GOAT at the moment, isn't he? Charlie asks, Aaron Kunda or Garang Kowal? I'd probably go Garang Kowal just because we've seen more of him. He's proved himself a little bit more. He's scored that overseas move. He's featured at a World Cup. He's played for the Socceroos. Aaron Kunda could easily follow in his footsteps. Easily. Anthony asks, where can I watch this? If you're in Australia, you can watch the game on 10 Bold on free-to-air TV or the 10 Play app. I believe it's available to watch on Paramount Plus as well. So you can watch for free, whether you've got a TV, a phone, a laptop, iPad, whatever. Jump on 10 Play. So having a look at the stadium here. Actually, we'll talk about the stadium in a sec because here's the West Ham lineup. Emerson Palmieri starting, Kurt Zuma, Pablo Fornals, a lot of strong players here, and some youngsters in there as well. I mean, we do have Skamaka and Ings starting up top, so it's a strong front line there. But Chesters, Downs, Potts, Lang, Oliveira de Silva as well. I mean, all these guys, sort of younger players, a chance for them to get some experience here and to show what they've got to Coach David Moyes. Aussie Stadium Builder, how's it going, mate? Says evening, mate. Who do you think will win? I'm back in West Ham. I mean, you got to back West Ham, right? Hey. We've got to back our A-League team here and hope that Perth Glory can get the win here. But pre-season friendly, we'll see what happens, and we'd love to see Glory get a win. Perth Glory, pretty strong lineup tonight for the Glory. It'll be interesting to see what sort of formation they play. It could be like a 4-4-2, or maybe like a 4-5-1. Katrumba starting. Makinev is back in the lineup as well. You've got youngsters in Osler and Colley who are playing tonight. Joseph Ford as well. Good to see Stefan Kolakowski starting. Stefan Kolakowski did not get many A-League minutes last season, but he is starting tonight. And there's a number of youngsters named on the bench tonight for Perth Glory who are looking to get an opportunity in this game. Ings' third game in Australia? Is that right? Dude, fun fact. I didn't know that. Ings' third game in Australia. Who would he have come here with? Did he come here with Liverpool? Danny Ings. Third game in Australia. Going back to that Aaron Kunda Garang talk, pretty to talk says today Aaron Kunda, going for Aaron Kunda, for further For further in the career, would go for Kowal. Aaron Kunda needs to grow a bit of humbleness to grow as a player. Being eliminated last season could have been a positive, honestly. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Kunda is a very passionate player, and Garang is someone who doesn't reveal his emotions often on a pitch. Like from what I've seen of Garang when he played at the Mariners and stuff, and he was never one that got like. I don't recall him ever getting like really sort of feisty or aggressive. Like the way he plays with passion and aggression. But like Aaron Kunda, you do see him like we've seen him a few times where he does that thing where he picks at the ball and like punches it to the ground and everything when he's frustrated. Thanks for punching through the reacts. I'm seeing these reacts come through. Love hearts, the poppers as well. And we're about to have kickoff here. West Ham, Perth Glory about to kick off. Thanks so much for tuning on to this live watch along. We are underway. Of course, there is a slight delay here on YouTube, so I might be a little bit behind your broadcast. So please account for that. But here we go. We are underway. Looks like Perth Glory setting up with that might be a 5-man midfield or potentially a 4-4-2 there. West Ham look like they're playing with those 3 centre backs and plenty of young players here with a chance to prove their quality in front of Coach David Moyes. But for Perth Glory, interested to see how they line up. This is an indication in terms of what Perth Glory could look like next week as they take on MacArthur FC in the Australia Cup playoff. Your thoughts on West Ham's shirt sponsor? Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's the DT38 Foundation, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which is awesome. Obviously to honour Dylan Tobides, former West Ham player who sadly passed away, of course, the Aussie. Chance for West Ham early. It's in! Barely a minute in, and West Ham have scored, and I think it's an own goal from Daryl Latchman. Oh, no. Oh, no. Who predicted 8-2? I think it might happen. Aussie Stadium says Latchman continuing to be useless. Oh, no. Look, I rate him as a centre-back. I think he's a solid defender. Here we go. It was a nice little piece of play. West Ham were in there. Oh, no, dude. That was... What? Oh, my gosh, dude. That was it was a really nice own goal too, you know what I mean? Like the flick with the back heel into the back of the net. They're a minute in and they're down. If you're just tuning in a minute late, we already have a goal. West Ham are up, an own goal from Daryl Latchman. Oh, no. Perth Glory, what's going on? What is going on? Charlie says it's going to be 8-0. 8-2, not 8-0. Oh, no. And that's right. Spencer says, welcome to Perth, Ollie. Indeed. New Jets is in here. It says Perth and Newcastle not looking good for the upcoming season. Both need to make more signings. Yeah, for sure. And both teams slowly building things. Newcastle probably making a little bit busier out of the two sides, but there's a bunch of sides that still need to make signings. Brisbane Roar desperately need to make signings. Melbourne Victory, and it'll be both Jets and Glory in the Australia Cup playoffs next week. Hey. That's right, John. John in the chat says if he was a forward, he'd be really happy with that finish. Indeed. Spencer says, how good would Melbourne City v Man City be at the MCG? That would be cool. That'd be cool. They should do that, The two city sides taking on each other. And you'd think MCG would sell it for that, for Man City, man. I mean, European champions, right? Aussie Stadium Beetle says Adelaide need to make more signings since Goodwin is 33 and won't last much longer. I mean, to be fair, Craig Goodwin's not showing any signs of slowing up, to be fair. So, I think for the Reds, they're one of the sides that are maybe a little bit more comfortable because they haven't had as many departures. I mean, the major ones are like One Day and George Blackwood. Already scored. Owens here says already who scored. Daryl Latchman with the own goal, giving West Ham the lead. Barely a minute in. What's the attendance for tonight? We had someone in the chat who's at the game. Was it Sam? I can't remember who it was at the game. Said that it looked like around 30K. Optus Stadium, I know, holds around, I think, 60K. What is Optus? Aussie Stadium Builder will know. Someone let me know in the chat. What does Optus Stadium hold? I think it's like just over 60K or something, right? It's definitely not that. It's not full for sure. But it's probably at least half full. There's a bunch of players there. Sorry, a bunch of fans there. Good number of fans. So having a look at this, oh gosh, Glory. Struggling to sort of play out of their own back third at the moment, Perth Glory. Interesting lineup though. Just I'm trying to suss it out for Perth Glory here. It does appear to be sort of like a 4-4-2, or maybe like a 4-2-3-1, maybe like a 4-1-1, 4-4-1-1. So you got that back four of Katrumbis, Elsie, Latchman, Ford, Trent Osler off the right wing, Giordano Collier and Aaron McAneff in the center of midfield. Looks like Stefan Kolikovsky's playing off that left wing, interestingly enough. Side Khalifi looks like he has a free role playing as like the number 10, and Adam Taggart, of course, up top. Giuliano, how's it going? In the chat says Alex Parsons redemption season. We'll see. We'll see, my friend. We'll see. We'll see. He's back at the Raw. Big season this year, I'm sure, coming up for Alex Parsons. Aussie Stadium Builder says capacity is 61,266 at Optus Stadium. There you go. There you go. Phil asks, is Optus Stadium the largest stadium outside of Sydney and Melbourne? Good question. I think it is. Pretty sure. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Suncorp is, I think, just over 50,000, right? Adelaide Oval, just over 45,000 or something. I think Optus Stadium would be just over 60,000. Aussie Stadium says the stadium is 65,000 for rectangular because they don't have the blocks at the ends. Okay, interesting. West Ham building nicely here. Skamaka on the ball. Teeing it up. Good opportunity. West Ham looking really threatening in the opening minutes of this game. They've earned themselves a corner here. Spencer, good question. Lockie, who do you think is the best sub-keeper in the league? The best sub-keeper in the A-League? Oh, good question. Best sub-keeper in the A-League. It's tricky because obviously we've got some players moving around, but I mean, Cameron Cook is currently the substitute goalkeeper for Perth Glory with Ollie Sale there now. So you could say Cameron Cook. He played a lot of games last season for Glory. He's a solid keeper. Alex Paulson is a fair shout from Wellington Phoenix. Alex Paulson. He could be the new number one this season for Wellington, though, after Ollie Sales departed. Aussie Stadium Builder says Suncorp is 52,500. Adelaide is 53K. Okay, I didn't realize Adelaide Oval was that big. Predictor Talk says, clearly a game for HBF Arena, but there's a FIFA World Cup coming. Yeah, I mean, it would have been... I mean, this would have been... An atmosphere like this would have been great at HBF Park, right? Would have been awesome. But yeah. Speaking of those backup keepers, Sputter says Alex Paulson from last season. Yeah. Yeah, he'd probably be up there as one of the better substitute goalkeepers for sure. Paulson better be the new number one, says Butter. I think he will be. I mean, so Wellington signed Jack Duncan from Newcastle Jets, and he was sort of in and out of the starting lineup for the last couple of years for Newcastle. So I think Phoenix fans could expect Paulson to be their starting keeper. I mean, we'll see what happens when the league rolls around in a couple of months. Nice ball over the top, cut off by Ford, but his touch is heavy. And that's probably a foul, is it not? It is indeed. Important game for this for Perth Glory, even though it is a pre-season friendly. They've got the cup playoff in 3 days' time, so this is a good test for them, a good preparation for the match in just a few days' time. Down the right-hand side, West Ham really looking to exploit down the right wing. So far, they've barely seen the ball outside of their own half, Perth Glory. Here's a chance for Joseph Ford to drive forward. Now Khalifi on the ball. West Ham, you can see setting up in defence here with like a back five almost. How's Ollie Sale's performance so far? I don't think he's made a save. He's had to pick the ball out of his net. To be fair, I don't know if there was too much he could do about the goal. It was a very nice own goal. Very nice finish from his defender, Daryl Latchman. Coasty Culture's in here. How's it going, Coasty Culture? Good to see you here. Thanks for punching the love hearts, you guys. I see the love heart reacts coming in. Appreciate it. When does the A-League fixture come out, asks Phil. We expect it could be, there's nothing confirmed date, no confirmed dates. It could be later this month, early August potentially. We did see, it was yesterday, we got confirmation that round 1 will be starting on October 20th, Friday, October 20th. That is the start of round 1. And the league fixture itself should be coming out, we hope, in a few weeks' time. West Ham trying for a couple long-range shots here. Not quite working out for them. Skamaka, nice back heel. Ball comes in. Dangerous there. Katrumbas concedes the corner. Perth Glory under pressure here in this game. West Ham are up 1-0 in case you're just tuning in. Brendan's here. How's it going, Brendan? Asking, how is Optus Stadium bigger than MCG? Yeah, I think it's... well, MCG holds over 100,000, doesn't it? MCG definitely larger out of the two stadiums. Perth signed Sale. Yes, Charlie. That was one of those signings that sort of happened late last season, and it was confirmed. I think it was confirmed like during the season. It was one of the signings that came up during the season that Ollie Sale was going to depart Wellington and head over to Glory, which was a really surprise move. I mean, no one saw that coming. But with Liam Reddy departing, with I think Brad Jones did Brad Jones retire? I think he's at least departed. They needed to sign another goalkeeper, Perth Glory, and they've got one of the better ones in the A-League in Ollie Sale. That's for sure. 11 and a half minutes in, West Ham 1, Perth Glory 0. Strong start from the Premier League side. Perth Glory finally with some possession here, but just really knocking it around the back. Nice pass from Latchman. They can release Katrumbas here, who will drive into the opposition half. Chance for Glory to build their first attack. Katrumbas loses the ball. Wins it back instantly, though. Very nice. Okay. Through for Taggart. Huge opportunity. Taggart's strike is on target. And Lucas Fabianski, the Polish keeper, has to make his first save of the game. Well done, Glory. That was decent. All right, Bailey asks, Jing Reese or Moresh? I mean, probably Moresh. He's just more experienced. But look, Jing Reese back at Mariners on loan. Hopefully we'll see him get some game time this season. Predict talking about that Ollie Sale signing. Says the signing happened when the coach also announced he would leave. All of it just before a knockout match. One of the most terrible timings I've seen. There you go. That's right. Wellington Phoenix going through a bit of a. I don't want to call it a rebuild, but it's a change. It's a change of things. Ufuk Tale was there for the last few years, and now he's departed. Giancarlo Italiano taking over as head coach at Wellington Phoenix. Coasty Culture. Talking about A-League expansion here, asking who would you want as the 15th and 16th expansion team? Well, yeah, after, I do like the expansions, I should say, of Canberra and Auckland. And after that, I think I'd like to see a second Queensland side. Queensland has a very large population, third biggest state in Australia. I think it makes sense that we have a second team there. Would love to see Gold Coast. I think that would be good. Decent population on the Gold Coast. Would be a great destination for away fans to travel up to the Gold Coast. We'd create a derby in Queensland as well. I think the more derbies in the A-League, the better. The biggest A-League games, by far, are the derbies. So I think more derbies, the better. Almost a chance here for Khalifi. West Ham hold out defensively, though. Well done. But for the 15th and 16th teams, I'm going for like Gold Coast. And I don't want to go into the New South Wales team because we've already got 5. As much as I'd love to see Wollongong like everyone else, man, I mean, where would we go? Probably Tasmania. You know, expand it out. Get as many states and territories involved, right? Spencer says Gold Coast and Tassie. Phil says, how about a Hobart team? Yeah, definitely. Stadium Builder says Gold Coast and Tassie. There you go. There we go. Costa's here. He says, is that Ollie Sale and goals for Perth? Yes, it is, Costa. Indeed it is. Already conceded a goal 60 seconds into his Perth Glory debut. Not the way he wanted to start his Glory career. Nice ball over the top for Ostley. Here's Trent Ostler in a good position. Taking on Kurt Zuma. Trent Ostler. Dude. Nice move. He got the shot off, but it was blocked. Promising young player, Trent Ostler. Versatile too. Can play up top. Can play out wide. Remember Gold Coast United? Yes. Feels like a long time ago now. Yeah, I was a youngster when they were around. Ollie Sale has almost given the ball away to Skamaka. But he's got it straight back. That was a bit worrying. Coasty Culture says Ollie Sale's a good pickup. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he definitely is. It was a great signing. One of the better keepers in the A-League for sure, Ollie Sale. Season before last, he was arguably the best keeper in the competition. Aussie Stadium Builder says Wollongong can go up through the second division. Yeah, I mean, if we get promotion relegation one day, then yeah, we could see that. Bailey, I'm just seeing your comment from a moment ago. Which derby do you think is best? For me, at the moment, it's the Sydney derby. Yeah, it's the Sydney derby. Look, the Melbourne derby's great. I love it. When we see, Melbourne victory and Melbourne City fans in full voice, and we see a great game on the pitch, Melbourne derby's great. But Sydney derby, I mean, nothing beats. I just got, recall watching those Sydney derbies at, I wasn't at the game, but I was watching on TV. It's at the New Allianz Stadium, and they're just great. Like, great to watch on TV. Would have been amazing in the stadium as well. Charlie giving me a this or that. Ono or Santalab? Shinji Ono. Yeah, I think that's an easy one. I think Shinji Ono. I mean, Brendan Santalab. I know he was like a really very much a fan favourite at Wanderers. Spent some time at Sydney FC earlier on too. But between Ono and the Santalab, probably Santalab. Ono. Shinji Ono, for sure. Aussie Stadium Builder says, I was at Gold Coast United's last A-League game. There you go. Wow. That would have been an interesting time. Interesting. Costa says, I was watching the footy. Can you talk me through West Ham's goal? Yeah, it happened so early on. It was a minute in, and it was an own goal. So West Ham came down the right wing, played across inside, and Darryl Latchman, Perth Glory centre-back, just flicked it into the back of his own net. It was a very nice own goal. It was a beautiful finish from Darryl Latchman, but in his own net, unfortunately, as well. Thoughts on the Wanderers tifo versus Sydney FC? It was incredible, wasn't it? It was huge. Coasty Culture says F3 derby at a packed Gosford with plenty of away fans is special. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, always love an F3 derby, of course, being a Mariners fan. Yeah, and Mariners have been great form in the derby in the last few years. Very good form. Talking about some more expansion sides here, Ibana says an Auckland side. Oh, we're going to come back to that because West Ham are in, and that's got to be a penalty, surely. Oh, what's in the back of the net? Is that going to be a penalty? And Alreza Fagani has given a yellow card to Johnny Katrumbas. Well, if he's in a clear goal scoring opportunity, is that not a red? Is that not a red? It is a pen indeed. Is that not a red, dude? I mean, how is that not a red? Is it just because it's a friendly he's not given a red? Do we not give red cards? What do you think? I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be, looks like Skamaka stepping up for this one here. against Ollie Sale. He's already conceded one tonight. Ollie, can he make a penalty save here? His first penalty save. It could be in a Glory shirt. It's in. Skamaka puts it away. It's 2-0 to West Ham. And our 8-0 prediction is on the cards. It wasn't my prediction. My prediction was I'm sticking with 3-1 to West Ham. But the Premier League side are up 2-0 now. Guess Paqueta is injured. Yeah, haven't seen. Was he named on the bench? I didn't see. Tested Aussie, I'm just seeing your comment from a moment ago. What are your thoughts on MacArthur signing French player Germain, who has Champions League with Monaco and other teams like Nice, Montpellier? Yeah, I like it. I mean, he's a little bit older now. I think he's, 34? Valerie Germain. But I like the signing. MacArthur needed to sign a good striker. I've sort of lacked that for the last couple of years, a solid striker. And Germain has experience at the top level, man. I mean, he's played with some fantastic players at AS Monaco and, through the French top flight and second division. I like the signing. We'll see how he goes in the A-League. I mean, you never know. Sometimes these foreign signings don't work out. But Germain has experience. It could be a good one for Bulls, that's for sure. That's for sure. How far is Newcastle United going in the UEFA Champions League? Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, we know that they're building a strong side, Newcastle United, aren't they, in the Premier League? We're going to come back to that because Perth Glory, this is a great run. Taggart's in, and Taggart, what a miss. How has Taggart missed that? Oh, dude, that was a great move. That was a great move from Perth Glory. Adam Taggart wearing the captain's armband tonight. Trent Osler poked it through. He was just offside. I don't know. He was close, but oh my gosh, you'd think Adam Taggart would surely finish that. He's played it across the face of goal. Anyway, what were we talking about before? I can't remember what we were talking about. Oh, Newcastle United in the Champions League. I think they'll make it past the group stage, man. They're building a really strong team. They'll make it into the knockout stage. And we'll see how they go from there. Near miss from Perth indeed, Aussie Stadium Builder. That was a close one for Adam Taggart. I mean, that's the kind of opportunity you'd expect him to put away. I mean, if he wants to get himself back in Socceroos contention, he's going to be finishing chances like that, right? A-League v MLS. A-League v MLS game. It would be interesting. It would be interesting. It would be cool to see. Spencer, I'm just seeing a series idea. So MLS All-Stars v A-League All-Stars, 3-game series. Game 1 in Sydney, Game 2 in LA, Game 3 in Melbourne. It'd be cool. It's just, I guess, the travel's the big thing. It's, it's on the other side of the world. It'd be great, though. And then you could alternate, right? Like, you could do, 2 cities in Australia, 1 in US, and then vice versa, Here's a chance for Perth. Khalifi in the box. Side Khalifi. His shot is blocked. In the last 5 or so minutes, Perth Glory have got themselves back into this game a little bit, creating some more opportunities. Getting the ball up the pitch. Adam Taggart with a fantastic opportunity a moment ago. As we said before, this is a good chance for Perth Glory to build some momentum heading into that Australia Cup playoff on Tuesday against MacArthur. Are you going to the Women's World Cup? Yeah, I've got tickets for a few games. Can't wait for it, man. Can't wait. Do you have a favourite UK team? Yes, I am a Tottenham Hotspur supporter. So very excited to see Ange Postecoglou at Spurs. Should be wearing my A-League All-Stars jersey, says Spencer. Here's West Ham in the box. Danny Ings on the ball for West Ham. Plays it back for Fornals. West Ham building nicely here. Offside flag goes up, though. Hey, let me know in the chat, who's got tickets for the Women's World Cup? What games are you going to? Let me know. How many games are you going to? I've got tickets, I think, for like 3 games. 3 games at the moment. I'm very excited to do some content around the Women's World Cup. We'll go doing some live watch-alongs. We'll be doing live watch-alongs for the opening match New Zealand, Norway, Australia, Ireland. Very excited for it. Interesting comment here from Costa. Costa says, I can't be the only one whose favourite sport goes by the season. When it's football season, my favourite sport is football. When it's footy, I assume you're talking about Australian Rules football. Footy season, that's your favourite sport. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's fair. That's fair enough, I think, Costa. I think that's the way to go. I think a lot of people are like that too. You know, there doesn't have to be like the rivalry between the codes. Just people can enjoy, you know, everything, right? I'm the same, man. I watch a bit of AFL. I watch a bit of NRL. For me, the round ball game is still number one, of course. But, yeah, nothing wrong with watching other sports. Got some going to the round of 16 at Cooper, says Costa. Charlie's going to the final. VIP tickets. Butter's going to Netherlands, Australia, USA. Bailey says, I've got tickets for the grand final. That's awesome. Marcus is going to England v Denmark, the round of 16 at Allianz, and the quarter final at Stadium Australia. So good to see all you guys get into these games. Spencer's going to Matilda's Nigeria at Brisbane, and then the semi-finals and grand final in Sydney. Awesome. So good. Phil says, if Ange Postecoglou makes a success of it at Spurs, more Oz coaches will come to the UK. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, I guess like Australia just never gets really looked at much, especially when it comes to coaches. You know, in terms of coaching in Europe, we don't see it too often, and it's massive. I mean, it is absolutely huge to see an Australian coaching at Tottenham Hotspur. You know, a side who were playing in the Champions League not too long ago. This is a big team who are aiming to finish at the top, you know, towards the top in the Premier League. If Ange, I really hope Ange, not just being a Spurs fan, but I just hope as an Aussie, I hope Ange has a successful first season at Spurs. Because if he does, yeah, it changes the way Australia's framed. You know, we're not just this small nation that, you know, focuses on other sports. We can be a strong footballing nation and produce not only good players, but fantastic coaches as well. Brendan's getting to some World Cup games as well, going next Friday to Australia v Canada and a round of 16 match. Love it. Good to see. I mean, a lot of you guys are going to at least 2 or 3 games too, which is good to see. West Ham. Oh, great chance. Block from LC. What a save. Sale. Ollie Sale with his first save for Perth Glory. Great reflex save, just flapping that left hand up. Love to see it. Alpex is here as well. Says, I'm going to Canada v Australia and Melbourne as well. Will be insane. Dude, that will be insane. That will be insane. That's a good game to go to, man. That's a good game to go to, my friend. That's going to be the big one. Canada or Australia. I mean, hopefully Australia have secured that place in the round of 16 by then. But it could come down to that game, and it'll be like a mini knockout game in itself, you know. Yeah. Phil says, I assume when Ange got the Spurs job, it was major news in Oz. Absolutely. It was huge. It was huge. It's one of the biggest appointments. It's one of the biggest news stories in Australian, I was going to say sporting history. I mean, it's right up there, isn't it? It's huge. But it says, can you talk about how mid Ollie is? Dude, I think Ollie's a good keeper. Ollie Sale's a good keeper. And that was a good save he made a second ago. Shaz is here, says, I got tickets to every game in Sydney. Shaz, love it. Love it, my friend. Dude, enjoy. Oh, man, I wish I could get to every game. That is awesome. How many games are in Sydney, too? Because they've got, I think, 5 or 6 games at Allianz Stadium, right? At Sydney Football Stadium. And then there's probably like another 5 or 6 games at Stadium Australia, right? So I think in Sydney alone, there's like 11 or 12 games or something like that. You'll know, Shaz, but it's something like that. But that'll be, dude, what a month it's going to be for you, Shaz. That'll be so much fun. Butter says, I would say how bad he is, but he's still the Kiwi number 1. That's right. Ollie Sale, still Kiwi number 1. Oh, chance for glory. Good run by Trent Osler. Delivering here. Trent Osler. Couple little good runs by him. Good bursts. In David Moyes' pre-game press conference the other day, he mentioned that someone tipped him off about a particular Perth Glory player as one to keep an eye on. It could have been Trent Ostler that he was tipped off about. And there's something going on here. Is Khalifi being subbed off? Salim Khalifi's being subbed off here, and I don't know if this was planned or if this is an injury, but Adriana Zimmerino's come onto the field. And there's a pretty nice pat on the head from Kenny Lowe with Khalifi. So we're almost half an hour in. I think that substitution was probably planned, just to do a little bit of rotation. Okay, cool. But there you go. It's rare that we see these first half substitutions, but Khalifi's just come off and been replaced by Zimmerino, who will join Taggart up front. All right, what else are we saying here? How much scoops of Milo? Charlie says 8. Aussie Stadium Builder says 20. Good Lord. That's a lot of Milo. That's a lot of Milo. You'd just be drinking Milo, just chocolate sand. For those that were here last year, I think in a stream last year, I think I drank a Milo on stream one time. Was anyone there for that? 2. Yeah, I mean, I'd go 3 scoops of Milo. Doesn't it say on the tin like how much you meant to do? I think it says like 3 or like 2 heaped tablespoons or 3 heaped tablespoons. I think I do like 3. To be fair, I haven't had a Milo in some time, but I think I had one on stream last year. Charlie says the question is how many scoops of milk? Who scoops their milk? Who's scooping milk when making Milo? Just like imagine that, just getting a spoon and just like. There you go. That's two scoops of milk. There you go. We're done. 20 scoops of Milo, 2 scoops of milk. Done. Over half an hour into this game, West Ham 2, Perth Glory 0. An own goal from Darryl Latchman and then Skamaka scoring from the penalty spot. Chocolate sand. That's a perfect way to describe it. Indeed it is. That's what it is, right? It's just chocolate sand. It's not as coarse as sand, of course. As coarse, of course. Wow. Ooh. I want to see Glory score tonight, man. I want to see Glory score tonight, please. I want to see the A-League team on the score sheet. Nice pass. That was Jordan Elsey. Was a great pass. It was Trent Ostler driving forward. Kurt Zouma showing why he's one of the better centre-backs in the Premier League with that challenge. Very good. Very good. Dude, I love how many people in the chat right now are so passionate about Milo and hot chocolate now. Aussie Stadium Builder says the physics of wet Milo is exactly the same as wet sand. Welcome back to Milo Watch with Coast Watch Football. Milo Watch. I'm going to do a stream where I just make Milo, man. Chance for Glory to push forward here. Oh, Ostler. Should have played that pass. Tag was making a run there. Kirsty Culture says, literally just walked back into my bedroom to hear you talking about scooping milk. Welcome back to Milo Watch with Coast Watch Football. Welcome back to Chocolate Sand with Coast Watch Football. Marcus likes having Nutella in my hot chocolate. I can't say I've ever tried that. But it sounds like it'd be nice. Here's Stefan Kolikovsky on the left wing. Passing back to Collie. Giordano Collie inside. His pass misses Zimmerino. And West Ham can break away through Fornals. Perth Glory doing a better job of breaking down West Ham's attacks of late. It's been alright. Valhoon says, not a fan of Ovaltine. I love that everyone's getting involved in this discussion. Can't say I've ever tried Ovaltine. Is it like Milo? Is it chocolatey? Ovaltine. I've heard of it, but I've never tried it. Perth Glory with a decent little spell of possession here, just knocking the ball around the back, taking their time. Jordan Elsey seeing a lot of the ball at the back. Collie in midfield. Forward for Taggart. Forward now, once again. Crosses was decent. That was Trent Osler, I think, with a delivery. Crosses blocked. And West Ham able to break out again. So neither team able to really break down the opposition defence just yet. Katrumba's winning the ball back in a good area here. Is it Marino? Coley. Ooh. Nice long-range strike from Giordano Coley. But it's a good save from Fabianski, who is pointing at his neck, his throat. Was he hitting the throat there with the ball? Maybe. Nesquik. I think I've tried Nesquik. Goodness me, this is taking me back to my childhood. Will there be a watch-along for the Wrexham game in the US? I'll let you know about those ones. Obviously, we do have a whole bunch of games on Paramount Plus over the next few weeks. The focus is going to be on the Women's World Cup, that's for sure. But yeah, we've got Man United v Wrexham. And who else is in action? So many teams. Spurs, Barcelona, I think. Yeah, man. Lockie's in the chat, dropping in the love for Melbourne City. Favorite oak flavor minus malt chocolate. Woolies or Coles, dude. I love. This sums up preseason friendlies, right? Like on the pitch, they don't take things too seriously. It's about sort of preparation and warming up, and it's the same vibe in the chat, which I love. It's just about, this is a chance for us to talk non-football stuff, right? Woolies or Coles. I used to be a Coles guy for a long time, but of late, Woolies. To be fair, though, I'm like, both, whatever. Stadium builders are Woolies. Butter says, I'm from New Zealand, so Countdown. What's Countdown? Is Countdown a grocery store? Or is Countdown an oat milk flavour? But I'd love for you to explain what Countdown is. West Ham whipping in a ball. Headed away from Elsey, only as far as Zuma, who flicks it back. Danny Ings. Long-range shot from Emerson. Emerson Palmieri. His shot goes wide. A volley Sales goal. Lockie says Matilda's v England grand final in the World Cup, I think. Two teams that we could see there. Look, we'd love to see the Tillies go all the way. England will be very strong this tournament. We could see it. We could see it for sure. But it says Countdown is the rebranded version of Woolies here. Interesting. There we go. I didn't know that. It's an interesting name for a grocery store. Countdown. Ford. What are we saying here? Holden or Ford? I can't say. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna come back to that. Oh no. Ollie Sale just gave the ball straight away to Skamaka, sorry, and he just sends it over the bar. Look at this, man. Ollie Sale just he passed it. What was that? What was he trying? And Skamaka misses. What was that? Anyway, goodness me. Valhoon saying Sale having a mare indeed. Aside from the one good reflex save he made, this has been a little bit of a shaky debut for Ollie Sale at Perth Glory. Going back to the Holden Ford debate, I'm not much of a car guy, so I don't know if I could pick either. I couldn't tell you anything about either. Here's a chance for Glory. Kolakowski down the left, winning a throw-in. Macca's or KFC? Probably Macca's. I'm not a huge fast food guy, but probably gonna go Macca's. Look, don't mind a cheeky go bucket every now and then from KFC, but probably Macca's. Oh, man, you guys are making me hungry doing all these food chats. Welcome back to Food Chat with Coastwatch Football. Welcome back to Coastwatch Cooking. Your football, your the one and only, the world's one and only football themed cooking show. Who knows? There might be another football themed cooking show. Let me know if there is. That'd be fun to watch. Cumdog or Bridge, who's better? Jason Cummings. Mark Bridge was solid. Mark Bridge is good. Don't get me wrong. I know I keep picking the other ones over Mark Bridge, but Jason Cummings, especially last season, was just unreal for Mariners. I mean, like, broke the... Oh my God! Great save, Fabianski. Sorry, got distracted here. Taggart's header, well saved by Fabianski. Spencer says, well, that was close indeed. What a save, says Brendan. Cross was that Osler again with the delivery. Trent Osler's having a blinder right now. He's having a great game. Well done, Trent Osler, having a great game. Alpac says, I want Kolikovsky to score. Anyway, can't remember what we were talking about before. We're talking about Cummings v. Bridge. Bunner says, Prime Krishna is the best player to play in the A-League. Thoughts? I mean, he's up there, but I don't know if I'd say he's the best. I still think Thomas Broich in those Barcelona days was untouchable. Look, that great season for Krishna, which was... What season was that Krishna had that awesome year? Was that like 2018? Oh, here's a chance for Taggart. Almost again for Taggart. West Ham finishing this half... Sorry, Glory finishing this half very strongly. Taggart in behind. His shot saved by Fabianski again. Man of the match prediction. I mean, Fornals is controlling things in midfield. We're seeing him get a lot of the ball. Beef or chicken? Close, but beef. Steak or pasta? Probably going to go pasta there. Pasta. Butter says it was 18-19. So 18-19, Krishna had that great season. Grilled chicken or fried chicken? Dude, I love it. We could do this all night. I could do this all day. Grilled chicken or fried chicken? Probably grilled. Serious question. Does anyone actually still use Threads? You know what's funny? I was thinking about that the other day. I want to ask you guys, the people of social media. The people of social media. Is anyone actually using Threads, like browsing on Threads? I can tell you I'm not. Coastwatch Football is on Threads. If you want to follow Coastwatch Football on Threads, posting a bunch of updates and all sorts of stuff there. But is anyone using Threads? I don't know, man. Prime Ninkovic was insane. Prime Ninkovic was very good. Very good. Flight or road trip? I would go road trip just because I'm not the biggest fan of flying. Red Smoke likes rice. Great to see. Great to hear. England or Scotland for football? I mean, probably going to go England. I mean, in terms of like who's better? I mean, surely England, right? Surely England. Talking about Threads, Spencer says, I don't use it. Alpac says, I have Threads. Don't know why, though. Interesting. Stadium Builder says, I don't have Threads. Cozy Culture says it died after one day. Okay, so Threads maybe not doing as well as they would have hoped. Here's Kolikovsky down the right, getting the ball inside. Here's Taggart. He's lost the ball in the box. Dude, Perth Glory are getting into good areas of the pitch. This is decent. Zimmerino. Taggart. Katrumbas has stayed forward. West Ham do finally deal with it here. Elsie's won it back though. Well done. And they've given it away. We're seeing, I mean, both these teams a little bit sloppy. More so Glory. Rock or pop music? Pop music. I probably would have said rock in my teenage days, but I'm more into pop these days. Oh, Chuck Meat, interesting one. Says best A-League signing this off season for me, Jermaine to MacArthur. Could be really great for them. Yeah, it's a good signing. The best signing this off season. Let me have a think, man. Look, I do like Arzani to Melbourne Victory. I do like the signing of Thurgate to Western United. I think that was a great pickup for Western. Oh, it's in! We've got a goal here for Perth Glory. It's an own goal. It's an own goal. Perth have won back just before half-time. Was it Taggart? Spencer saying Taggart was it what a header, was it? It looked like an own goal to Myers. It could have been Taggart. Great move, Zimmerito. What a ball in front of Kolakowski. Great delivery. Oh, that's an own goal, yeah. That's an own goal for sure. Man. All good, Spencer. It was tricky to see, but we've had 2 own goals in the first half. 2-1. Charlie's happy with that one. Brendan says own goal. Kolakowski assist. Yeah, that's definitely assist. That's definitely an assist, right? I think it goes down as an assist, isn't it? Wow. There you go. So we were chatting about signings of the season so far, and out of nowhere, Perth Glory have got one back. Oliveira de Silva, centre back for West Ham United, sending the ball into his own net. It is 2-1. Our 3-1 prediction for West Ham is still on the cards, ladies and gentlemen. West Ham could find a third here. They're in the box. And that looks like they've won a corner here. 2 minutes of injury time we have. Make sure you stick around at half-time. We can chat about the game, chat about any A-League, FIFA Women's World Cup stuff. There's a lot going on at the moment, even though it is technically the off-season in domestic football here in Australia. Of course, we've got the Australia Cup playoffs next week as well. We can chat a bit about that. Snag or fairy bread? Snag for sure. Who was your underdog player of the A-League? Ooh, good question. I mean, I could look at my own team, Mariners, and say maybe like a Josh Nisbet. Josh Nisbet was fantastic. Fantastic. Thoughts on the A-League Dowski? A-League Dowski, is that what you're saying, the butter? Zawada? Zawada's a fantastic striker. He's great. But one of the signings of the season last year in the A-League for Wellington. Lamington or Fairy Bread? Lamington. Not the biggest Fairy Bread fan. Not the biggest Fairy Bread fan. Half-time here, West Ham 2, Perth Glory 1. Pretty entertaining game of football so far. It's been a bit sloppy at times. West Ham started strong with a goal very, very early on and scored a second from the penalty spot, Skamaka. But we saw Perth Glory get the equal. Get one back. So Perth Glory could make a comeback here in the second half. Backing our A-League boys here. Hopefully they can get it done. Roof is underrated. Yeah, Roof is all right. Thoughts on Diamante to City, a big betrayal to West United. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen Diamante stick around at Western. He's involved there since the day one at Western United. But Melbourne City picking him up. Sharkmeat says most overrated A-League player for me, Machella, though he has been good. I don't know if I'd say Machella. I think he's been he was very, very good last season. Most overrated player. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Who's the most overrated player? Maybe a Josh Palante. He was pretty poor last year. It's tricky. Like, what do you define as underrated? Overrated. Like someone who is rated well, but I don't think is that good. Interesting one here, Marcus. I'm liking these questions that are coming in. Keep sending them through. Maris 2013 or 2023. Honestly, I know I've got the the signed jersey from 2013 behind me, but I'm going 2023. 2023 for me. Alpex says Nani is so overrated, it's not even funny. Didn't quite work out for him in the end, did it? With that injury. Yavi Lopez? Are we saying Yavi Lopez is overrated? I think Yavi Lopez is alright. Spencer said former Brisbane Roar striker Joe Knowles just signed for Hyderabad in Hyderabad FC in India. Okay, there you go. Interesting move for Joe Knowles. Paolo Retre is overrated for me, says Troy. De Silva at MacArthur. Brillante is a good shout, so is Antonis. Yeah, I feel like Brillante's past his best. You know, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's at Wanderers now. We'll see how it works out for Josh Brillante at Western Sydney Wanderers. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Fortnite says Andrew Naboo is one of the most overrated players for me. Potentially. I mean, I guess he doesn't quite get the spotlight these days, I guess, at Melbourne City, hey? That's right, Alpex. Antonis villain turned hero in City Blue. That's right. Oh, Spencer says Ryan Grant is overrated. I think Ryan Grant's still alright. I think he's he's one of the better right backs in the league, I reckon. Very consistent for Sydney FC. Brian Kaltak or Western Sydney Wanderers Marcelo. In terms of who would I pick, that's a tough one. They're both very good. I'd probably go Brian Kaltak just. But Marcelo's great, man. Marcelo's fantastic. Craven was on his days underrated? Yeah, for sure. He had some really good games last season. Troy in the chat says, are you enjoying the game, Lockie? I am indeed. Very entertaining match so far. 2-1 to West Ham. It's a great stadium. I did a tour of it yesterday, said Troy. Yeah, dude, it looks like a cracking stadium. Not quite full. Attendance prediction, I mean, it's looking like maybe a 30,000. Half full, maybe. Maybe more. Maybe 40,000. Fortnite Troll asks, do you see Tommy Urich signing for another A-League club this season, or is he finished? I don't think he's finished. We do see a lot of Australian players, heading overseas, and, I mean, Spencer mentioned before how Joe Knowles has signed with a club in India. We see a lot of Aussie players moving to India. Tommy Urich might make a move like that, where he moves to like a club maybe in India or, in somewhere in Asia maybe. I don't know. I mean, the problem with Tommy Urich, and it's been the problem for him in the last 2 years now, is injury. He was at MacArthur last year. Injury ruined things. He was at Victory last season. Injury ruined. I think he played like one game for Victory. Injuries really ruined things. I've just seen a shot. They're showing a shot of the whole stadium now with the stats up, and it actually does look pretty empty. Wow. Okay, broadcast stats are up here. Glory have more shots. Glory have more shots than possession. 52% possession for Perth Glory. 8 shots for Glory. West Ham just the 6. Interesting. Even. Are you going to the Women's World Cup final? I won't be. I do not have tickets for that one, but we'll be doing a live watch-along for it if I'm not there. That's for sure. So I'm sure that'll be a big one. Chuck Meat says, I think Arzani is pretty overrated. I think he can turn it around. I agree with that take. I agree. It's probably fair to, he's not performing at his best as we know right now, but he's got a lot of potential. Chris Economides is a bit overrated, actually, Spencer, who says Economides should come to Brisbane. Yeah, I mean, again, he's one of those players that could turn it around, but he was pretty poor last year for Victory. A little bit overrated. Aussie Stadium says those stats are interesting, makes Perth look like the better team. Yeah, and I wouldn't go as far as saying they were the better team that half, but that is interesting. Possession very even and more shots. 8-6 with the shots. Interesting. Troy, about the attendance at Optus Stadium, says, yeah, it's about 30,000, but I think West Ham v Spurs is around 55,000. There you go. But thanks so much for the super chat, my friend. Says, build every A-League team's all-time 11 in FIFA and sim a few seasons. That's an interesting one. I mean, that would be fun in itself, just going through. It'd take a bit of time, but to build every team's all-time 11. That's maybe something we could do in a stream, and we sort of figure that out together. Build every A-League team's all-time 11 in FIFA and sim a few seasons. I like that. I like that idea. Let's get in the chat now. Drop your team that you support in the A-League. Drop your team's all-time 11. Have a think about it. What's your team's all-time 11? Bunter, thanks so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it, my friend. And it's a good suggestion here. We love doing the FIFA series. A-League teams all-time 11 and sim a few seasons. It'd be interesting to see who would win. I mean, maybe like a Sydney FC or Melbourne Victory. I mean, they've had some really strong players over the years, right? Brisbane Roar could be up there also. Barcelona would destroy, says Spencer. They probably would, wouldn't they? They probably would. You get to think about, like which teams have just had really strong players over the years. And I'm looking at Melbourne Victory, man. I'm looking at Sydney FC. Namar says West Sydney Wanderers. Stadium Biddle says the Brisbane 10-11. Plenty of good players everywhere. Fortnite Troll says got to be Adelaide's 2015 team. Yeah, plenty of good players in that team. Aylmer Bill. Bruce Gitte. Craig Goodwin. Challenge accepted. Give me a minute. Yeah. Throw them in the chat. Give me your team's all-time 11. If I can do a Mariners one for my team. I mean, Matty Ryan in goals. Trent Sainsbury. Patrick Swansbike. Pedge Bowich, I guess you could have put him in there. Jason Cummings for me is probably Mariners' all-time best striker, maybe alongside Daniel McBreen. I'd probably put Sammy Silvera in my all-time Mariners 11. Del Piero from Sydney, says Sydney footballer. Yeah, Del Piero for sure. Del Piero could be in there for Sydney for their all-time 11. Alpex says City's 2021. Very strong team there. Natty Atkinson, Jamie McLaren, Marco Tilio. Who is the GOAT of the A-League, asks Owen. For me, it's still Thomas Broich. It is still Thomas Broich. I just think what he did with Brisbane Roar, how good he was fantastic. There's been some great players, though, over the years. Who is the most boring player in the A-League, asks Nama? That's an interesting question. The most boring player in the A-League? Because it's subjective, isn't it? I mean, who's the most... You'd probably say like a defender who just passes the ball a bit. I don't know. It'd probably have to be a centre back, wouldn't it? Cozy Culture says every Jets player. All right. Okay, we've got one from Chuck Meat here. Let's have a look at this. Chuck Meat's coming in with his Sydney FC all-time 11. Andrew Redmayne. Michael Zullo. Alex Wilkinson. Jordy Boyce. Interesting. Ryan Grant. Milos Dimitrijevic. Milos Ninkovic. Adrian Mijareski. Del Piero, Corica York. I like that. Chuck. I like that. Dimitrijevic is an interesting shout. Dimitrijevic. I feel like that might be someone better than Dimitrijevic. He was decent, but yeah. But everyone that you named there is probably right up there as an all-time Sydney FC player. Shuckmate's coming in saying that Sydney's 16-17 is the A-League's greatest team ever. Which is a hotly debated topic, and, you know, whether we talk about that Barcelona period from the early 2010s, Brisbane Roar. I even think Melbourne City in the last few years have to be talked about as one of the better A-League teams in history. Marcus says Bobo or Adam Lafondra on the bench. Yeah. Yep. Two fantastic strikers for Sydney FC. Bobo and Lafondra. For sure. Bobo. Who would you pick out of Bobo and Lafondra? Probably. It's hard, actually. It's hard. I was going to say Bobo, but then, Lafondra's been good for many seasons now, hasn't he? It's tricky. Oh, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sorry, my chat froze for a second. We're back now. I'm seeing some messages coming through here. Sydney Football says Donaghy is probably the most boring player. Jordan Elsey is the most boring, says Chuck me. What are we saying here? Okay, Butter's coming here with his all-time 11. I'm curious to see your all-time 11s here. So, a 4-2-2-2. Paston goals. Kakache, Stephen Taylor, Andre Durante, Manny Muscat. I like it. I like that back line. You could even throw a Ben Sigmund in there, Butter. Cammy Devlin, Vince Leah, very good. Sarpreet Singh, Ulysses Devia, Paul Eiffel, Roy Krishna. Butter, that's a strong Phoenix all-time lineup. So I don't know if we're missing any from there. Nathan Burns was very good. I'm pretty sure Nathan Burns won a Johnny Warren medal at Wellington Phoenix. But I don't know if he gets in ahead of Paul Eiffel and Roy Krishna, two Phoenix legends. Talking about Bobo Lafondra, Marcus says they are even. Alpex says Lafondra for me. Chuckmate says Lafondra just edges in goals. Yeah, maybe it probably is just Lafondra then, hey. Spencer's coming in with his all-time Brisbane Roar lineup. Let's have a look. Michael Theo in goals. I like it. Even Franjic, Jade North, Craig Moore. Nice. Shane Stefanuto. Matt Mackay. Yep. Eric Pardaloo. Yep. Giancarlo Solorzano, he was a baller back in the day. Enrique, the slippery fish himself. Thomas Broich, Besap Risha. That is a terrifying lineup, Spencer, and I like it a lot. That's real good. That's real good. I don't know about Craig Moore's the one that I'm like, I don't know. Like he's like in terms of like as a player in his career, like obviously fantastic. But at Brisbane Roar, I feel like maybe I'd probably go Spencer. I'd probably go maybe like Matt Smith at centre back. He was part of those championship winning teams, wasn't he? Matt Smith at centre back was very good. Maybe ahead of Craig Moore. Yeah. Do you like any other sports? Asks Owen. Football is the soccer is definitely number one. I do watch a little bit of NRL, like rugby league, a little bit of Aussie rules football, AFL. I love tennis. Love the tennis. Been watching a little bit of Wimbledon. Yeah, those are the main ones for me. But definitely soccer is number one. Hence the Coast Watch Football YouTube channel. Oh my goodness. Alpex, what would be your favourite A-League stadium, excluding Gosford? Okay, so if I couldn't pick my own home stadium, which I would go CommBank Stadium. I love CommBank Stadium. I think it's a great football stadium. I've been there many times now. Great memories now as a Mariners fan after winning the A-League Grand Final there. Easy. CommBank Stadium. It's a great stadium, though. If you guys have been there, you know, like, when it's packed, too. Like, I was there for, obviously, the Grand Final was great, but the atmosphere for this, I was at because we did the vlog for it, right? It's on the channel. A couple months ago when we did the vlog for the Sydney Derby in the elimination final. And that was just, the atmosphere is crazy. And it's so good because it's like a box, that stadium. There's no, like at Central Coast Stadium, it's sort of, you feel like you're in open air and there's palm trees and, you know, what have you. But it's at CommBank Stadium, it's just a box. So the noise just reverberates inside this box. The atmosphere is great. Both teams are out onto the pitch. Jared Bowen looks like he's come on, ready to get some minutes here in the second half for West Ham United. David Moyes and his coaching staff looking at some of these younger players as well who are making some appearances in this game. What else are we saying here in the chat? Thoughts of Allianz Stadium. I like it. I want to see it when it's packed. I want to see a packed Allianz Stadium. I want to get to a Sydney Derby at Allianz Stadium, man. We'll try to get to a Sydney Derby next season. We'll see. Thoughts on Novak Djokovic? Novak's, I assume that's what you're talking about, Fortnite. He's the GOAT. I mean, Novak Djokovic is the GOAT, isn't he? I mean, he's right up there. Anyway, I'm not a tennis expert, so I can't say this is tennis watch football. I mean, coast watch tennis. There you go. Maybe I should make a tennis channel called Tennis Watch, Coast Watch Tennis. Anyway, hey, we're back in the second half, ladies and gentlemen. And West Ham are almost in again. Jared Bowen. It's a good save by Cameron Cook, who's onto the pitch to replace Ollie Sale. So a couple substitutions in this second half already. We've seen Cameron Cook in goals for Ollie Sale. A couple more changes here by the looks of things. Heaps of changes, actually. Looking across the pitch, it looks like it is Mark Beavers at centre back there. I'm going to have to get my team sheet up here to keep track of all these substitutions. We've had a number of changes on the pitch. It looks like Luke Bodnar's into the team in midfield, wearing number 4. Good young defensive midfielder, Luke Bodnar. So let's have a look here. They have Perth Glory on the socials have posted their new lineup here. So it looks like it's pretty much all changes, isn't it? We're going to come back to that because Glory pushing forward. This is nice play. It's Benny. Benny in the box. He's teeing it up. Oh, what a save. Great move from Glory. It's the youngsters that were combining. Got to get my team sheet up because who was it? My goodness. Benny, the Joey making the run. Great play. Overy with the return ball for Benny. And oh my goodness. Great chance. I think it was Jonathan and Asmo. And Asmo, the young striker, coming in at the far post. Wow. Wow. Corner here for the Glory, who are on the front foot only in this half. Good delivery. Just headed away, and West Ham can come away. Glory are hunting a win here, man. Oh, it's a slip. West Ham are in behind from one end of the pitch to the other. Fornells. Well done, Cameron Cook. Oh my gosh, what a crazy start to this second half. Well done by Cameron Cook. He's only been on the pitch for a few minutes. 1-on-1 with Pablo Fornells. And he stops him. Beautiful, beautiful. Predictor talk saying Cook's better than Sale, but many people aren't ready for that discussion. Wow, dude. Looking back at my all-time 11. Yeah, I'll jump back into the all-time 11s in a sec for sure. I'll have to do some scrolling up the chat again. This has been a crazy start to this game. Anyway, basically, we've got a whole bunch of changes here. Very youthful lineup for this second half for Glory. Wow. Let's have a look at some of these all-time lineups here. We're scrolling up. Goodness me, we had a lot here. Bailey, Central Coast Mariners all-time lineup. Ryan, Sainsbury's, Wans Vike, Samuel Silvera, Mick Breen, Nisbet, Garenka Wall, Cummings, Matty Simon. I like it. Marcus is Sydney all-time. Redmayne, Zullo, Grant Wilkinson, Rudan, Bratton, Brosk, Del Piero, Bobo, LaFondra, York. Yeah, got to have Alex Brosk in there, surely, right? For sure, man. What else are we doing here? Charlie's Wanderers Best 11. Here we go, Charlie. Going for Thomas, Topper Stanley, La Rocca, Shannon Cole. I like it. And Lorente. Oh, Raul Lorente, the left back. I recall him. I do recall. Shinji Ono, Keanu Bacchus, Romeo Castellan, Mitch Duke, Brendan Santalab, Mark Bridge. I like it, Charlie. That's good. You could even throw Tommy Urich in there. He was class for Wanderers back in the day. Have we got any more 11s here? Spencer's updated his 11 here. Got Matt Smith in there. I like it, Spencer. Got to get Matt Smith in there, I reckon. All right. We've scrolled up the chat. We've caught up. Oh, my gosh. Whoop. Did West Ham almost score? No, it's a foul. All right. So, some young players on the pitch here for Perth Glory who we could potentially see get some minutes in the Australia Cup next week and maybe the upcoming A-League season. Pearman on the pitch as well. Oh, yellow card. Fagani's very upset here with one of the West Ham players, and he's just brandished a yellow card. It's rare you see that kind of thing happen in a friendly match. It's Downs who picked up the yellow card for West Ham. Okay. So a number of Joey's players too. Of course, we saw the Australian under-17s were involved in the AFC Under-17 Asian Cup, and a number of these Joey's players were on the pitch, in Benny and Labib. Good to see them getting some minutes here with the A-League team. Looks like Luke Ivanovic is up on the pitch as well, playing a striker, which is good to see. Ivanovic, very limited minutes last season as well for Perth Glory. Very limited minutes indeed. Jack says, I missed the start of the half. Is it a whole new Glory lineup? It is indeed. I mean, aside from Adriano Zimmerino, but he came on in that first half. He came on about the half an hour mark. Lockie, are you doing any away days this upcoming season? Yes, absolutely, Spencer. I'm always pretty active on the away days for my Mariners, especially for the New South Wales away days. Would love to get to some interstate games, man. Believe it or not, I've never been to an interstate game for the Mariners. Never. So would love to try and get to maybe Brisbane. Would love to try to get to Melbourne as well for some Mariners games. And that's why I'm really looking forward for the fixture list release. I'm sure you guys are too, so we can start planning these days, right? Let's got to start planning these days. Who's the bigger meme, Marvin or the sauce bottles? Asks Alpex. Bigger meme? I mean, it's a good one, actually. They're both great, aren't they? They're both awesome. I mean, probably the sauce bottles. I mean, we love Marvin, but the sauce bottles are so iconic. We're just known for them now, aren't we? Looks like West Ham have made a number of changes as well. Aaron Creswell's onto the park. And I think that's Ogbonna as centre back as well, I believe. So some changes for both teams here. Owen's coming with his all-time City starting 11. Let's have a look here. Going for a 4-3-3. I like it, Owen. A very Melbourne City formation, that's for sure. Galankovic, Jamison, Good, Shegeveld, Franjic, Aaron Moy, Luke Bratton, Kilkenny, Noon, Fornaroli, McLaren, and the coach has to be Kisnorba. Interesting there. I think Fornaroli, McLaren for sure. Got to be up there for Melbourne City. Just trying to think if there's anyone you missed. That you might have missed, maybe. That's pretty solid, I think, Owen. That's pretty solid. I can't think. No one's springing to mind that I think you might have missed. That's very strong. I maybe would have gone for someone like Lecky or even Tilio over Noon. Noon's a good shout as well, though. Is there any word on when the fixtures will be released? Asked Coasty Culture. No, nothing yet, but I think there's talk across the socials that we could see something at the end of this month or early August. We did have the news confirmed yesterday that the start date for the A-League men's season is October 20th, Friday, October 20th. That's right. Thanks, Alpex, for mentioning that as well. 18th to 20th of October. I think it's 20th to 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Ivan Franjic underrated? Yeah, he probably was. Very good player. Noon is my boy, so I had to put him in. Fair enough, Owen. No, dude, nothing wrong with putting Craig Noon in there. He's a fantastic player. Oh, what a goal! Out of nowhere, West Ham have a goal. It's Jared Bowen combining with Emerson Palmieri down the left-hand side. West Ham are up 3-1. We've got a goal here. Alpex says, nice goal. It was indeed a very nicely worked goal. Jared Bowen out of nowhere, just sneaking in, getting the touch. Look at this move, man. Creswell, nice pass down the left. Emerson Palmieri, beautiful play. Mark Beavers just flat-footed. And there's Jared Bowen, one of West Ham's star players, poking it home, getting the finish. West Ham 3, Perth Glory 1. 55 minutes have ticked past. Beautiful goal. My prediction indeed, Charlie. This was my prediction. We said 3-1, right? We said 3-1. And as it stands, it's going to be 3-1. But we'll wait and see. There's plenty of time left. There's plenty of time left for more goals. I'm sure we will see more. Bailey's saying my prediction is 5-2. I could see that happening. First open play goal that isn't an own goal, says Charlie. That's right. Yeah, isn't that funny? 4 goals in, and we finally get a goal from open play that wasn't an own goal. Are you doing a watch along for Spurs v West Ham? Asks Fortnite. Yes, we will be doing watch along for Spurs v West Ham. It'll be a double watch along that night, so it's taking place next Tuesday. We've got 2 games. The first one, which is kicking off at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, is Glory v Bulls in the Australia Cup playoff. So that's kicking off half an hour before Spurs and West Ham kicks off. So it'll be like a dual watch along. It'll be very fun. CCM Season's in here, says Coast Watch. What up, CCM Season? Good to see you here. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. But yes, very excited to be doing a watch along for Spurs West Ham. Can also confirm we will be doing a live watch along on Monday night as well. That one will be for the Australia Cup playoff between Melbourne Victory and Newcastle Jets. Nice long ball here. West Ham looking to move forward. Downs into the box. It's a block from Beavers and cleared away. Glory trying to break out of their own half. And they've got a free kick here. Is this on Paramount? I believe so. Charlie asking if we're doing a watch along for Lion City Sailors v Spurs on Wednesday. I'll get back to you about that one. There's a bunch of the winter festival of football games coming up on Paramount Plus. The focus is going to be for the Women's World Cup and the Australia Cup as well. But there's some big friendlies coming up as well. So keep an eye. The best way to find out whether we're doing a watch along is on the socials. So if you follow me on Twitter or even just on YouTube here, you'll see it come up in the community tab. Generally posting when we've got watch alongs coming up as well. So still have to schedule some of those in. We'll see. Marvin v the Sauce Bottles, who would win in a fight? Well, the Sauce Bottles would win because there's more of them, right? There's more of them. I feel like that's the fair answer, isn't it? I feel like that's, yeah. It'd be an easy win for the Sauce Bottles. $9:30 p.m. Nah, it's not too late. That'll be right. Wednesday night. Zimmerino has the best haircut in the league, says Jack. It's a unique one. It's a unique one, and I'll tell you what, it certainly makes him stand out on the pitch. You know when it's him. It's interesting, man. Maybe I should rock that, just shave down the sides. Yeah, man. Ooh, Charlie says 4 Marvins v 4 Sauce Bottles. Who's winning? Probably the Marvins, right? Probably the Marvins. I mean, we're taking into consideration that the Sauce Bottles also have arms and legs. Probably the Marvins. Let's have a look at the winter. I'll tell you what, we're keeping an eye on this game. I'm going to pull up as well the schedule for these friendlies, which is somewhere, right? Let's just search Winter Festival football. There's all sorts of friendlies coming up. We might have to do some watch-alongs to some of these games. Festival of football. And because I know there's a bunch coming up. There's Man U v Wrexham. That's taking place in the US. That's a big one. Man U v Wrexham. What else is happening? There's heaps of games happening. Here we go. Winter Festival Football Network 10. Ultimate Guide. Give me fixtures. I'm having a look on the old 10 play website here. Fixtures, that's what we want. Bailey says, who is better for the Mariners, Montgomery or? Has my chat not loaded, or is I'm on the edge of my seat here. Montgomery or Lockie, who did you play for as a kid? I played for a couple teams. Kincumber, East Gosford. Yeah. Gosford City Dragons. I remember playing them though. Shout out to those playing local football on the coast. Hope you can get hope you got a win today. Dream matchup, Mariners matchup. Wrexham v Mariners needs to happen. Yeah, we'd love to see Mariners v Wrexham. And of course, we all know about the April Fool's joke where we saw, and I believed it. I totally, for those that don't know, on Mariners on their socials did an April Fool's prank where they said that Wrexham was coming to the Central Coast to take on Mariners in a preseason friendly. And I totally bought it. I was like, oh, cool, great. But of course, it's April Fool's. And I fell for it. I soon realised it was April Fool's afterwards. West Ham on the move here. Looking dangerous. Looking very dangerous. Glory defence staying strong here. What an experience it is for these young Glory players getting experience against a Premier League side. That was a really nice move. Pablo Fornals. Fornals is having a very good match tonight. Number 8 for West Ham, controlling things. Very mobile, very active. Cozy Culture won 6-0 for Terrigal. Wonderful. What a win. CCM Season says, I play for Gosford and got the win. There you go. Beautiful. Excuse me. Aussie Stadium says, my dream game was Aston Villa v Brisbane, which I got to see. Indeed. Spencer says, I'd love to see Man U v Brisbane Roar. All right. Let's have a look at some of the fixtures coming up in the Winter Festival of Football. We of course, this one's kicking it off tonight. What other friendlies have we got? Oh, dude, there's heaps of friendlies here. Are they all on Paramount Plus? They are. Make sure if you haven't subscribed to Paramount Plus, get on it because there's a whole bunch of games coming up over the next month. Dude, what a month it's going to be. This is going to be an incredibly, insanely busy month. With the FIFA Women's World Cup, club friendlies, Australia Cup, doesn't stop. West Ham coming forward. Downs looking to tee it up here. Emerson Palmieri with a strike, goes wide. West Ham in pretty much controlling this game for the last 10 minutes now. By the looks of things. What have we got here? We know about Spurs v West Ham on Tuesday. We're doing a watch along for that one. Manchester United versus Olympic Lyonnais. Spurs v Leicester City. That's being played in Bangkok, Thailand. Plenty of games. Bayern Munich take on Manchester City in Tokyo, Japan. Wow. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll definitely try and do some of these Spurs games, considering Ange Postecoglou's in charge to take that Australian angle, of course. Zimmerino off. Did he come off? I missed it. Is that right? Charlie says Zimmerino off. I think you might be right. I can't see him. I can't see that wonderful haircut on Adriano Zimmerino. Man, Jared Bowen. What a player. Some of this slick passing from West Ham United, just very, very beautiful to watch. Smooth play. We know that, of course, they are coming off winning the Europa Conference League last season. West Ham United looking to have a strong campaign in the Premier League this time around. Aaron Creswell in the box, but Benny's there to snuff it out. Luka Ivanovic here. Luka Ivanovic for Perth Glory. Good run. He's coming up against Ogbonna, a Premier League defender. And Ogbonna's got the better of him here. Benny's there. Oh, well done, Benny. He's won the ball back. Perth Glory in with a chance here. Daniel Benny still going. Taking on Creswell. Oh, the pass almost worked out there for Benny. Good play there. Good play. Good play. Jared Bowen counter-attacking down the other end. This game may be starting to open up a little bit. That's a free kick, you'd think. It is indeed. Jared Bowen wins a free kick in a dangerous area for West Ham United. Not a part of the pitch that you want to give away a free kick at. Jared Bowen has been very, very dangerous since coming on in this second half. And Mark Beavers, the former Millwall player, a former rival of West Ham United, of course. He's wearing the captain's armband at the moment for Perth Glory. So Pablo Fornals and Emerson Palmieri stand over this free kick for West Ham United. A fourth goal here for West Ham might just seal the victory in this friendly match. It's going to be Fornals close to the keeper, and it's an easy claim for Cameron Cook, who's looking for the early release, but decides not to. Pass stats on the broadcast, 467 for West Ham, 420 for Perth Glory. There you go. I mean, you'd expect the stats to be more skewed towards the Premier League side, but Perth Glory have made a decent account of themselves in this match. You know, they've only been back in training for a few weeks, Perth Glory, but they've been good. They've been very good. They've been playing well, getting forward, scored a great goal as well, despite it being an own goal, well worked. Really, really good. Is my thing broken or is no one talking? I see your comment, Butter. I see it. I keep seeing the FIFA Women's World Cup advertisements pop up on like the sponsor boards, like next to the sideline. 5 days until the FIFA Women's World Cup kicks off. Very excited for it, man. Once we have kickoff on that first game, I think it's really going to sink in. Like, we have a World Cup on home shores, and not just in Australia. For our New Zealand viewers, of course, Butter in the chat from New Zealand as well. And I think we have some other Kiwi viewers tuning in at times as well. I mean, very exciting to have a Women's World Cup, a FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. It's going to be a crazy month. Oh, it's a fourth. Is he onside? I think he is. Emerson Palmieri has just made it 4-1, heading in at the far post. Lovely goal, lovely delivery, and no challenge at all there for Emerson Palmieri. He just ghosted into that far corner, that far post, sorry. It was the long ball over to the top for Jared Bowen, who's been superb since coming on. Cutting onto his left boot. What a delivery. Good Lord. My goodness. That's a Premier League team for you. That's a Premier League goal right there. Great delivery, man. Jared Bowen, beautiful. And they show a shot of Kenny Lowe here. He was applauding that one too. I mean, the way they moved that defense around, allowed the space for Emerson Palmieri. How good's Jared Bowen though, dude? That was a great goal. Great cross. Wow. It's great to see the young guns have a run, Spencer. It is indeed. It is, especially against a Premier League side, man. This is a huge experience for them. You know, some of these guys, 17, 18 years old. 18 years old. Some more changes here for West Ham too. Some more young players getting their chance on the pitch here for West Ham United. Players who I'm sure will be eager to get some more Premier League minutes this upcoming season. Could Ollie Sale do something? Well, he's not on the pitch. He isn't on the pitch anymore. So Cameron Cook, who I don't think he's made. He made one easy save earlier. He hasn't had much to do, though, aside from pick the ball out of his own net. Perth Glory. I would love to see Perth get at least one more goal here. We've got 20 minutes to go in this game. Would love to see Glory get on the score sheet once again. Get one back. I mean, they're not going to get anything out of this game. I mean, it's a friendly, as we know, but I don't think they're going to get themselves up to 4 goals. But one more for Glory would be nice. Make it a 4-2. Charlie bringing in with the coming in with the Anang on, Fabianski off. Goalkeeper substitution for West Ham. My prediction is wrong, sadly, Charlie Pinder, indeed. As it stands, West Ham are now hit 4 goals. Here's Glory coming through forward through Anasmo. Jonathan Anasmo wide for Ivanovic. We want that Glory goal. Ivanovic's delivery headed away. Only as far as Ford. Is that Joseph Ford still on the pitch? I think it is. So maybe we do still have play from the first half still on the pitch here for Glory. Joseph Ford. Left back. Oh no. I freaked out for a second there thinking I forgot to change the scoreboard, but it is 4-1. Valhoon says, it's a fair question you bring up here. Valhoon, thoughts on the Saudi League and what you think it will do for the ACL and A-League? Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? Because that's where it gets interesting. Obviously, we know that, Australia is involved in sort of the eastern side of things in terms of... Oh, we're going to come back to that. Oh my God, it's a goal. What a great goal by Daniel Benny. He's put it into the back of the net, and we have got 4-2. Here's me chatting away, not looking at the screen. Benny, that was a beautiful finish. The Joey coming off an Asian under-17 cup. Let's have a look at this. So Bodnar wins the ball in the middle. Nasmo drives forward. Great run from Jonathan and Nasmo. Benny was onside. And that's a beautiful finish. That's a really good goal. That's a really good goal. That's a really nice goal. Daniel Benny, keep an eye out for him, man. Keep an eye out for him. This guy could be set for A-League minutes this season. That was a great finish. He scored against a Premier League side here. It's 4-2. It's 4-2. Great goal, man. There you go, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie says here, you said you wanted another Perth goal, and there you go. Indeed. 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 Wow, great goal. Spencer, just a moment ago, says, Lockie, do you watch any motorsport? No, I do not. No. West Ham coming forward. Long range strike blocked. Abdul says, Newcastle Jets' transfer window is so bad. It hasn't been overly impressive yet. Yeah, there's still work to do for the Jets. Still work to do. I don't mind the signings of Jacob Dowse. Apostolos Stamatolopoulos has returned as well. But yeah, they need to sign more quality players. They need to sign some more quality players. They usually leave it pretty late, especially when it comes to signing overseas players. But yeah. Perth has been robbed of Women's World Cup matches. Well, they've got a few. I mean, they've got a few, don't they? At HBF Park. I don't know how many. I think they've only got like 4 or 5 group stage games, don't they, over in WA? A few in WA, a few in SA. I don't think they have any knockout games, do they? Though I don't think there's any knockout games in WA, in Perth or Adelaide. David Williams looks like he's onto the pitch now as well. David Williams, and it might be Luke Ivanovic who came off. Luke Ivanovic getting limited minutes in this game. So David Williams, the experienced striker, is on the pitch right now wearing number 18. For the Glory. Not long to go here. 15 minutes or so. And it's been an entertaining game, man. High scoring, 4-2. Glory charging forward again here. Williams looking for a Nasmo. His pass is just offline. I mean, the exciting thing in this game is that Perth Glory have looked dangerous when moving forward. They've been able to expose West Ham at times in this game, and have scored two decent goals. Oh, nice forward pass here. This is Jared Bowen in space on the left wing. Good opportunity for West Ham here. The cross headed away by Beavers, and Glory will look to break once again. Breaks down for them. Yep. I think my chat is broken. Val Hoon asks if my chat's broken. I'm refreshing it now. I think it occasionally I do find it does freeze for me, so I just have to remember to refresh it. But here we go. We're getting the refresh. Chat is broken. Oh, is chat broken for you guys too? Chat looks like it's broken for me too. Abdul asks, what are your thoughts on Western City Wanderers transfer window so far? Wanderers haven't made too much movement. I mean, Josh Berlante is a key signing. They have had a number of departures. With the likes of Layuni, Malfitano departing. I mean, these were key players for last season for Wanderers. I think there's still some work still to be done for them. I do like, some of the signing. Marcus Antonson as striker, good signing. Lockie Brook, another good attacking player, good signing. There's good players that are brought in there. Probably a couple of key areas that they need to still sign in, though. West Sydney Wanderers, he's Fornals. Oh, off the post. Pablo Fornals, his strike hits the post. I think it's good now. I think chat's back. So, I'm genuinely curious. Did the chat stop working for you guys? Because on my end, it froze up here and it wasn't refreshing or anything. Was the chat broken for you guys? I couldn't see any new messages coming in until now. But let me know. Could you guys not send messages? Because if so, I'll look into that. That's weird. Owen asks, thoughts on City's window. City have done okay with their recruitment. I'm just concerned. I'm worried that that the players that they've brought in aren't quite at the same level of the players that departed. They lost Boss, Berisha, Lamb, O'Neill, Tillio, so many guys. Van de Ven. The signings are okay. I mean, Tolga Arslan's come in. He's got experience in Europe. Terry Antonis, a lot of A-League experience with him. Steve Ugarkovic, again, a lot of A-League experiences as well. So yeah. Decent signings, but maybe some attackers to bring in, I think, for City. Okay, so it looks like the chat was broken. Interesting. I'm not sure why that has happened, everyone. Apologies for that. But it appears to be working now. Not sure why that would happen. Maybe that's just a YouTube thing. I don't know. I could just be a YouTube thing because I don't change anything on my end. Anyway, apologies for that. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. West Ham 4, Perth Glory 2. This has been a very entertaining game of football. Perth Glory in a good position here. Benny, the goal scorer on the ball. He loses it. West Ham in possession. When does A-League Fantasy and Tipping restart? It'll probably start, I guess, a month or so out from the competition kicking off. That's, I think, when we can roughly expect to see it. Yeah, I don't expect to see it for a little while. Until more A-League signings are made. I think it will be a little while until we see the fantasy and tipping come up for the new season. But I'm keen to jump back into it, man. I'm keen to jump back into that. That's for sure. Definitely fair comment. Alpex City have Maka, Lecky, Nabuk, Caputo. I don't think they need more forwards. Maybe just a couple wide. Maybe just like one or two more wide players. That's the only thing. I mean, with Tillio, they had more coverage in the wide areas. maybe just one more wide play would be nice. Yeah. Spencer says, a respectable effort by Perth tonight. It absolutely has been a respectable effort, especially from the younger players who have come on into the second half and made a really, really good showing of themselves. A lot of these guys, some of these guys played in the Joeys under 17 Asian Cup, and hopeful of getting A-League minutes this upcoming season as well. Yeah. But I missed the second goal. What happened? It was a very nice goal. Yeah, Perth Glory won the ball in the middle of the pitch, shifted it forward very nicely, and Daniel Benny found some space and finished very, very coolly. I think he was like just inside the box. It was like a nice finesse shot past the keeper. It was a beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. West Ham in again here, and it is 5-2. Beautiful goal. The cross was in, and it's one of the youngsters, it looks like, who has gotten on the score sheet here. Nicely worked goal here, 5-2 from West Ham. Goals galore tonight. Goals galore, man. West Ham fans in Perth, Western Australia, are very, very happy. Really nice goal too, man. Just the 1-2 on the wing, the delivery, and the height. The leap. Beautiful. Very nice goal. Very nice goal. But it says teams need to invest more in youth development. Yeah, I think we will see it more, especially now we've seen the success of teams like Adelaide United and obviously Central Coast Mariners. Central Coast Mariners have built a team who many of the players in that championship winning squad from last season came through the academy. They've shown that youth is sometimes the way to go, Josh Nisbet, Max Ballard, Harry Steele, Jacob Farrell. These sorts of players coming through the academy. Yeah, man. And Perth Glory showing here, they've got some decent young players on their books who could be set for a breakout A-League season. Daniel Benny's had a very good appearance tonight in this second half. Jonathan and Asmo looking decent as well up top. And Asmo coming off the left wing here, losing the ball. Final stages of this game. Glory, could we see them hit a third here? 7 goals we've witnessed tonight, 2 own goals, a penalty as well. Oh, this is a nice move. Oh, they left the ball there. Perth Glory almost trickling through there, but West Ham deal with it in defence. What A-League team do you think will be first to be relegated? Interesting question. Because there's different layers to it, because you got to think about when promotion and relegation would be introduced, which might not happen for another 10 or so years. It could be a while. I don't know, man. What team would be first to get relegated? Maybe MacArthur FC. Depends who's struggling down the line. Maybe MacArthur FC. Maybe Newcastle Jets. They've been struggling of late. Long range strike. Oh my gosh, what a save. Cameron Cook got his fingertips on it. What a save. The long range strike from West Ham was goal bound. Look at this replay. Oh my goodness. Dude, that was heading in the top corner. What a save. We were talking earlier tonight about, someone asked in the chat, who's the best backup goalkeeper in the league? It could well be Cameron Cook. That's a remarkable save. What a save from Cameron Cook. Incredible. Incredible. Jared Bowen on the ball. Going for the strike. Blocked away by Bodnar. Still on Ogbonna. West Ham looking for a 6th. Glory holding on here. Thoughts on the RBB and RBB or Cove? They're both very strong, but on their day, RBB were just massive, weren't they? They're both very strong. But yeah, RBB are one of the best actor supports in the competition, man. Oh, West Ham in again here. Creswell, so beautiful goal. Creswell taking up for Jared Bowen, who's had a beautiful second half here since he's come on the pitch. It is 6-2, West Ham 6, Perth Glory 2. What a match we've witnessed here. Goals galore. West Ham fans in the stadium are happy. Jared Bowen has torn it up in this second half. Assisting goals, scoring goals. Beautiful play. Really, really nice. Creswell with the overlap. Bowen with the finish. Through the legs. Through the legs. Nutmeg indeed, stadium builder. Jared Bowen, class player. And he makes it 6-2. And that's right, Charlie says the 8-2 is still on. Indeed. 8-2 is still on. Dr. Dingo is here. How's it going, Dr. Dingo? Good to see you, mate. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday night. Is there an A-League Youth League? There was once upon a time. There was the Y League many years ago. I think there's like potential talk of it coming back, maybe in the near future. There was an A-League Youth League back in the day, but no longer. Can you please say hi to my mate Darmo? Hi, Darmo. He's a big West Ham fan. Hello, Darmo. Spencer says, how long until the Coastwatch charity match? Coastwatch charity match? Goodness me. Who would be involved in that? Is there another stream after this like last night? Not for tonight. Last night we did a post-match reaction because it was a Matildas game. It was a big game. It was an important game. We don't do post-match reactions for just like friendlies like these. So it's just the live watch along. Dingo's a West Ham fan. There you go, man. There you go. 6-2 tonight for West Ham. They've been impressive. Despite the scoreline, Perth Glory have been decent as well. But considering the difference in quality between the two teams, it isn't too surprising of a scoreline. How about Daniel Benny? Indeed, dude, he's been class tonight. Daniel Benny's been fantastic and looks like Glory preparing one more change too. There'll be another one after the Matildas next week? Yes, indeed. Abdul asks, what are your thoughts on the new FIFA game? Well, we've seen the trailers, haven't we? The EA Sports FC. I'm excited to try it out. See how it goes. Will we see one more goal? Charlie reckons the 8-2 is still on. It'll be interesting to see how much injury time we have here as we head into the final minute of regular time. I'm going to say 3 minutes of injury time. I don't think we've had too many stoppages, have we? We haven't had too many stoppages. Coastwatch FIFA charity match. That would be easier, wouldn't it? I mean, that FIFA charity match on FIFA, right? City Solar's into the chat, asks, what Prem teams are most followed in Australia? I mean, definitely, as far as I'm aware, I mean, like Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, sort of the bigger teams, definitely most followed in Australia. Sort of the big six, if you like. Why isn't Mustafa Amini playing tonight? Abdul asks. Good question. He could well be injured. I haven't heard, but he could well be injured at the moment tonight. Mustafa Amini, Perth Glory captain, but that would be my guess as to why he isn't playing tonight. Mustafa Amini, but fair question. West Ham looking for one more. Cameron Cook claims the ball, and we do have 3 minutes of injury time. Don't forget, we will be doing a live watch-along in 2 nights' time for Newcastle Jets taking on Melbourne Victory in the Australia Cup playoff. Very keen for it, man. It's a competitive football fixture. It's a huge opportunity for either of those teams to start their seasons on the right foot, get themselves into the round of 32, and ready for the cup competition, which is just around the corner. And then we'll be live on Tuesday night as well. Busy week next week. Tuesday night we'll be live for a double watch along. There's 2 games going on Tuesday night. Not only do we have the Tottenham Hotspur West Ham friendly, which of course we'll be keeping an eye on, Ange Postecoglou down under with Spurs, but we'll also be watching the Australia Cup playoff between Perth Glory in action again, and we'll be taking on Macarthur FC, the reigning Australia Cup holders. And then we're live on Thursday night as well for live watch-alongs for New Zealand v Norway, and then Matildas v Republic of Ireland. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Big week coming up, man. Big week coming up. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And I hope you enjoy your Saturday nights. A couple minutes left in this game. West Ham looking for a couple late goals here. 6-2. Impressive scoreline. Remember at half-time, we were looking at those stats on the broadcast, and it was very even, wasn't it? Very even. Oh, almost in for number 7 there. The shot goes just wide of Cameron Cook's goal there. Final minute. We are entering here. Someone blew the whistle in the crowd. I thought for a second there that everyone stopped. The camera sort of like zoomed in on the players, right? Did someone blow a whistle in the crowd? Damn. Yes, indeed, Marcus. Yeah, watch along for Victory Newcastle Jets on Monday. Yeah. So we'll be live next up. We'll be live on Monday night. So 2 nights' time. We'll be live on Monday night for the Jets Victory watch along. Very excited for that one. Couple final questions here. What is your go-to Macca's meal? It varies, but these days it's a quarter pounder meal. I don't do fast food too often, though. Close to 6-1. I'm getting flashbacks, says Dr. Dingo. That's right. Very close to our 6-1 that we saw last time in the A-League Grand Final. Very entertaining game here. 2 teams playing a lot of younger players. And that's full time. West Ham 6. Perth Glory 0. Oh, sorry, Perth Glory 2. What am I talking about? They did a decent job tonight. They weren't terrible at all. The scoreline makes it look bad, but Perth Glory, some of the young players, looked very decent. Daniel Benny scoring a great goal in that second half. Some good performances there. West Ham, some good performances there from a bunch of their younger players. And we'll be seeing West Ham in action on Tuesday night against Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, we'll be doing a live watch along for that game as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Thanks so much, guys, as always. Charlie says, got to go. Thank you, Lockie. Thanks, Lockie, for the stream, and I'll see you guys later. Yeah, cheers, guys. Appreciate it a lot. Enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you for the live watch along Monday night. Jets v Victory. Have a good one.